sex with Gemini, or anyone who has Venus or Mars in Gemini. Well, they are the Peter Pan of the zodiac, and they're always curious like children. Well, shouldn't talk about children when I'm talking about sex, but yes, they're like the butterflies of the zodiac. They're moving from one flower to another to another. So they can be, actually, they can often, I don't want to start with that, but most of the men that I've seen who have more than one partner at the same time have Venus in Gemini, or maybe Sun in Gemini or Mars in Gemini, but usually the typical position is Venus in Gemini, because they're attracted to diverse to diverse partners. They want to try a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Anything goes. They love to experiment. Gemini is the sign of experimentation, so they have to try a little bit of everything. And they might even go into some dark type of sex, but just to try it, not because they're dark by nature. Actually, they're more light, they're more breezy, but they'll go and try it. It's about experimenting. As I said, be careful. If you see a man with Venus in Gemini, you need to keep them stimulated. This man, you need to change things often. You need to excite them, and it's more like mental incitement a lot with that kind of man, or a woman for that matter, because their attention span is short and it flits from one place to another. And also during sex, you can notice sometimes that their attention span moves, and you're making love and then they start talking about something, or they change positions very quickly. Gemini is all about movement and moving here and there, so also more energetic sex. I'm not talking like this type of thing, but with more changing positions here and there, a bit more Kama Sutra, experimenting, doing different things, making it a bit as a game as well would keep Gemini entertained, because they're not about the passion of controlling and possessing the other person. They're not so possessive at all. They're about movement, so remember that when you're having one-to-one with your Gemini partner. Change positions, change places, travel, especially while you're traveling and you're some other places, and keep it also light and breezy. Gemini is the sign of communication as well, so writing dirty messages will really excite your Gemini partner. They can be great also while in bed to talk to you dirty or to stimulate you with their words. The power of Gemini is here. And if you want to keep your man or your woman Gemini, with Gemini influences, usually Venus or Mars in particular, interested for a long time, make the connection here. Make them excited here. Make it a game for them. Make it talk to them, communicate with them, phone messages, all this kind of, they're great for it. Otherwise, if you get it too mundane, too the same all the time, they might start, Gemini is a dual sign, so dual sign always have this possibility of splitting the attention a few ways, and giving the affections in a few places. Actually, the Gemini can be said like that. Their heart is like a bus. There is always a place for one more there, And they're genuinely interested in these new people. They can be a bit more flirtatious, which can turn off some more traditional people. But thankfully, they might have some planets in Taurus, which makes them more loyal, which kind of balances things out. And for Gemini, let's see what we have into the vault of underwear. I would imagine, something more playful, something more, some kind of this more fun underwear for a lady. Or also if she has Gemini, she might like a bit more colorful, a bit more light, keeping light, breezy colors. Or a man who has Gemini, he would really appreciate a bit more of those colorful, light, gentle colors as well, And also, one thing, Gemini are really good with the hands, and I'm leaving this to your imagination, because Gemini rules the hand, so you can guess what it leads to. And the color of Gemini is light green, so such kind of color would really excite them, would really make them put them in a mode for appreciating you more, let's speak like that. So let's say like that. So light, fresh, springy colors as well. And Gemini is the sign of young people. So having a younger look, if you want to keep your Gemini man interested, keep yourself slim, keep yourself young looking, and also in bed maybe you can go for a little bit for the girl look, schoolgirl underwear, Lolita type of look. Well, I'm not saying they're pedophiles in any way, but it's just this youngness of spirit and of physical appearance excites them, so go like that, or cut your hair short. That's one thing that Gemini can also appreciate. Usually not many men like women with short hair, but Gemini I've seen more Gemini men be attracted to women with shorter hair, or women who are Gemini or have Venus in Gemini or Sun in Gemini. They'll look pretty good with shorter hair. But anyway, we're talking about sex, and I do not want to digress. Let's see. Also, arms is the erogenous zone. So if you want to turn on your man, wear some beautiful bangles or some beautiful rings or something on the hands to attract the attention. Make sure your nails are well done. They're not about cleanliness or anything like that, but this is something that they find very attractive. This part of the person here, this whole part, So having long, lengthy arms will kind of excite them, and playing with your arms, and make sex, as I said, a bit more of a joyful, fun, talkative experience. Talk, role play. Gemini, as I said, they dual, so they can role play greatly as well, Yes, I think we said everything. Yeah. I think, yeah. So if you have any Gemini, maybe Venus or Mars in Gemini, share with us, are you attracted by such partners, or are you yourself such a partner? Maybe fill in a bit more information, which I've forgotten to say about Gemini sexuality.